When people leave here, our ultimate goal is that they have a sense of peace. And many say that, and that it's rewarding in that sense, that we've created a place where people have a sense of peace. Bonjour, Tansé. My name is Eva Wilson-Fontaine. I'm from Peguis First Nation. I'm the co-founder of Cedar Lake Ranch.
My name is E.J. Fontaine. I'm from the Saging First Nation and I'm a member of the Bear Clan.
I'm a mother, I'm a wife, but my most important role right now would be I'm a cookum.
I pretty much look after the day-to-day operations here at Cedar Lake Ranch, looking after the property, maintaining and preparing for any guests that we have.
Cedar Lake Ranch is located on 100 acres. It's deemed agricultural, and we have here the house, the workshop, the sweat lodge, the teaching lodge, and of course we have our lady layers, our chickens, and who feed us every day.
In the spring we get about 200 broilers. We put them in the other barn, buy them as chicks. We grow them for about 10 weeks, and they get to about 5-7 pounds. And then we take them to an abattoir and they butcher them for us, and we have meat for ourselves and also some of our guests for the year.
I'm originally a farm girl, born and raised on a farm. And what led me to this work was actually I worked with social services back in the 80s, and I worked with young women who were in foster care and just kind of guided them. I always asked them to call me an aunt or a cousin. I never wanted them to label me as a social worker. And then after that, I worked with a program called the Manitoba First Nations Repatriation Program. And I was a repatriation worker there where I assisted birth parents that had lost their children to the 60 scoop era. And then that led me into working with digging right into Canada's dark history, which is the Indian Residential School Settlement Agreement. And we've been doing that since 2003. There was a news article in the Winnipeg Free Press that really spoke to me, and it still does. And it was about young women, single moms, who were in the system, the CFS system, and they were having babies, becoming mothers, and the system failed them in the way that their children were being apprehended at birth. And then I just, we were looking for a place to invest, give back, we like to say, and so we thought this would make a great place for those mothers to come. We wanted to be able to do that for them and future generations. And that didn't quite work out. Policies tend to hold back from moving forward. And so, Creator had a different plan for us. It ended up being that we would turn this place into a land-based facility. And we started to turn what we're in right now, which was a welding workshop. And we started slowly turning it into a workshop where we could hold workshops and drum making and rattle making and ribbon shirt making and traditional parent teaching and understanding trauma, all different types of land-based and healing workshops that were very much needed. And we named it Cedar Lake Ranch.
Cedar Lake Ranch is a land-based training facility. We offer cultural awareness training here, cultural workshops with universities and community organizations have spent the week here.
We've had retreats here, we've had cultural camps here, we'd have had youth come out and spend the weekend, we've had elders come out and spend time in the teepee. We feast together, learn together, sweat together, be in ceremony and in prayer.
We can offer meeting space space for large group gatherings outside under a canopy. Through our nonprofit company, Anish Corporation, we offer programs and services for residential school survivors to reconnect with culture. Soon we're going to be doing language camps, so we can do pretty much anything out here.
We have workers that provide emotional support during the time that they're here, especially when they're doing some real healing work.
We used to put our camps up close by the tobacco. And the reason why we did that was because the tobacco keeps mosquitoes away. The English name that's on the birth certificate is Sharon Lorraine Ward, and my spirit name is Umpag Misto Jigajet Nina Talawisi. It means White Buffalo Woman, and I am of the Crane clan. I am from the Broken Head Ojibwe Nation, and I work here at the Anish Corporation. I am a resolution health support worker and knowledge keeper. And here at Cedar Lake Ranch, we are trying our best to preserve our native way of life in a sacred way, in a way that will be able to meet with the way that things are today, so that everything is equal. So right now, that's the one thing that we don't really have too much of, is to go back to those old teachings and that old way of life. So this is one way of preserving that knowledge and that understanding so that we don't lose it, because that's the one thing that we fear, is to lose our native way of life.
It's important for us to relearn or become knowledgeable about our culture, and same with Indigenous, non-Indigenous people, because basically that's who we are as a people. And that's those things we should have learned when we were kids. But unfortunately, because of the residential school era, that stuff wasn't taught to us. So when we learn that stuff, we get a good, true understanding of who we really are as Anishinaabe.
I always wanted to make sure that, you know, my own personal journey of reclaiming culture it was important that when we did these workshops is that we incorporated the teachings behind them. We've been really blessed to have access to so many knowledge keepers to come and share the richness of our culture and our ceremonies, which has really brought healing to the people that come. We invite everyone here, Indigenous, non-Indigenous, because it's important when talking about reconciliation, you have to walk the talk. You know, words are feathers in the wind. So action, you have to put action to your words, and we have to live it too. And so by doing that, you know, we open it up to our non-Indigenous family and friends. And in doing that and providing that education to them, I think it gives them a deeper understanding of Indigenous people. They don't call it the Truth and Reconciliation for nothing. You know, you have to learn the truth before that reconciliation can happen. And the way that's only going to happen is if you give the information and share our truth and our history.